Hello everyone, this is going to be showing you a model that I have 3D designed and then printed on my Prusa i3, and hopefully some of you, if you're watching this video, I'm guessing you're either interested in what this is or you're just looking for this product. I say product, it's not a product, it's just free to download. If you look in the description, I'll have a link to where you can download this kind of enclosure stand for your Snowball microphone. Now, this is something I kind of always saw and thought that would be useful to have. It's basically a shock absorber, so my microphone is now recording, and hopefully you will be here. The recording, the audio for this video is being recorded from the Snowball. Basically, the microphone is shock absorbed, so if I touch the table a little bit, the noise won't be transferred as directly as the original stand for the microphone. Now, the original stand was fine, it just didn't do any noise isolation, so if you touched the table at all, a lot of that audio would be like knocked through because it's just touching directly the surface, so you get a lot of audio through the table. Now, this is very, very similar, if not identical, kind of, to how the official Blue microphones, it's called the Ringer, and it's exactly what this is. It's a shock absorber, and what I've done is just kind of use that design to kind of make my own thing, and I'm just going to show you what it is, and then I'll explain how you make it, and that should hopefully be enough for you to go and download this, print it, or find somewhere you can print it. You can go on websites that can print things out for you, and you can print this out and hopefully make your own if you are looking for one, or you can request someone else to print it for you. So it's composed of two printed pieces, and each of those pieces is split down the middle. But this is basically two individual pieces. You can see at the bottom there where it's just not perfectly attached together. What this is it's two halves. If you look here, you can see there's a little peg that sticks out for all these little bands to hold onto, and those pegs, because of the way they are, would mean this wouldn't print very well. So I chopped the piece down the middle, so the pieces are now like halves, and they are symmetrical, so that's fine, you can flip them either way. And all this is a series of pegs and a series of these loops on the edge, and all you have to do is print out kind of each of the pieces as the inner piece and the outer ring, and then you buy. I went to the pound shop here in the UK and I bought about 100 of these little hair baubles, and after gluing the two pieces together with some super glue, I used Gorilla Glue or Gorilla Super Glue. Once you've attached them all together, you can then use the rubber bands. I alternated which one went where, so you can see there's a band going from one peg this side, it goes through the loop around to the other side and loops onto the peg on the other side, and I did that just starting from one side, and I worked all the way around, and after you've done all of them, you've done. However, the way of attaching the microphone itself, I keep knocking it, is at the bottom there is a peg that goes into the base of the microphone. Now, it doesn't screw into the microphone. This is what I was kind of trying to figure out when I was designing this. It doesn't screw into the base of the microphone. Instead, it basically pokes in and holds it roughly in place. What I've then done is I've got three bands, one on the left, one on the top, and one on the right, just roughly holding the microphone into place, and that seems to work perfectly. It doesn't wobble. It doesn't wobble back and forth. It holds it in place pretty well, and because of that, I'm pretty satisfied with how that kind of has turned out. It works exactly how it needs to work. It's not as professional as if you bought one professionally, but the fact that when you print this, the actual material cost, the bands are about £1 if you buy them cheap, and that's for all of them, and you only need a couple, so I'm sure you might be able to find, I think you need 8, 9, 10, 11 bands, and because of that, you don't really need many of them. So you could just find someone who's got a pack and see if you can steal some. But if you needed to buy the whole pack, then £1, or $1 if you're in America, I guess, or anywhere else. The super glue is like, you can again buy cheap super glue, and that'll work perfectly well to attach this together. The material cost of the filament is, I believe, was about £1, if that. The main part of the use of the filament actually is the base. The base used a lot of filament, whereas the actual rings hardly used any at all. But the material cost is tiny, and if you buy the official Blue Ringer microphone holder, it costs about £50-60 in the UK, and I believe about the same in America. And because of that, that's a very expensive thing to buy. You can buy third-party ones, but again, they're about £20-30. And because of that, I thought, well, why not try designing something? So I spent a couple of hours designing this. I'll pop up a design, kind of a video that will show the process of the designing, and that will be quite useful if you want to figure out how it was done. And yeah, so if you go on Thingiverse, I'll have the link in the description. You can download the files. You can then follow the instructions that I gave about how this works and about how it's built, and build your own. And hopefully, if you make one, let me know. Comment down below if you've got any problems or anything, or you want some tips. The rubber bands, I think, is the thing you need to make sure you get them right. If you get ones that may be too chunky, they may be quite difficult to do. They may not fit through the holes, they may not fit over the loops, but it should be able to work. I'm guessing it's not a difficult thing to do. And yeah, so it works really well. There are maybe some things I would change. I think the way of actually attaching the microphone to the mount is a bit weird. It's not as secure as I'd like it, but I feel it is kind of alright. I think there are better ways of doing it that I might try and do eventually, but just nothing that I would do at the moment. But yeah, so let me know if you've got any questions. As always, just ask whatever you want in the comments. I'll reply to them ASAP. But yeah, thank you for watching, and hopefully see you in another video, probably about 3D printing or gaming or both. So thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.